First and foremost that comes to my mind is the northern glacier. I mean, something which, if you close your eyes and try to visualize how a glacier should look like, uh, if you have mountains all around you and you have only snow all around you, nothing else. You're standing on snow. Your entire whatever you see around you is covered with hard snow. That is all is glacier. If you are posted or if you are there with a group of men in a region where you carry your own food for the next 3 months, or they are sometimes dropped, or you send down certain photos and they bring. There's nothing called fresh. Everything is frozen. Being awarded by the President of India at Rashtrapati Bhavan in front of the who's who, the Prime Minister, the Defense Minister, and everybody, the Chief of Armed Forces. That indeed gives you a great feeling and a motivation to carry forward. So, uh, yes, cherishes those memories as well. A set of soldiers with us who come from an absolute different background. They are not. It is only motivation which brings them to Indian Army. They're not coming there for a career. They have not come there to become a general or something to become in life. They have only joined the forces uh, just out of their sheer passion to serve the country. On 26th January, the precision in which they marches, with that same precision, Indian Army does everything that they're required to do.
Freedom is a right, but serving the nation is a responsibility. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Stories with Nabanita. I wish all my viewers and subscribers happy 80th Independence Day. If you are new to my channel, then do consider subscribing as I try to come up with life changing stories that can motivate you and give you reasons to live. And if you're already watching my YouTube videos and you're a part of my YouTube family, then thank you so very much for your love and support, as that means a lot to me. This Independence Day, we bring to you a very special conversation with none other than Colonel Dhruvjyoti Chanda, an accomplished army officer who has served the Indian Army for 25 glorious years. The Shaurya Chakra awardee Colonel Chanda has served in challenging operational environments, international missions, and leadership roles that demanded courage, discipline, and resilience. Today, he brings those experiences into the world of training, leadership, and professional development. In today's special conversation, we talk about service, leadership, discipline, and the values that can shape India tomorrow. Along with that, special message for the youth of our nation. So, without any further ado, let me take you inside my studio where Colonel Chanda is waiting for us. Hello, good evening, Colonel Chanda. Thank you so much for accepting my invitation to be a guest on my show, Stories with Nabanita. And I wish you happy 80th Independence Day. How are you doing?
Thank you so much. Thank you for being for calling me on your show. And yes, of course, happy Independence Day to you as well and to all of us. I'm absolutely fine. All is good. How about you? How can we
I'm
go
good.
ahead?
I'm great. I'm great. Thank you so much. And as you said that I invited you, and I'm really glad that you accepted it. And I am looking forward to uncover the chapters in your life as an army personnel. You have served Indian Army for 25 years, and I am eager to know things happened during that time and the awards that you have won during this journey, the challenges you faced, the lessons that you have learned. I think on this conversation, with the help of our conversation today, many Indians would come to know about many things that they are still covered, right? And I'm really positive that this discussion between us will bring a positive change in every Indian's life.
Let's hope so. Let's start.
Okay. Colonel Chanda, as you have served the Indian Army for 25 years, anything, any inspirational thing happened in your life that put you towards or put you towards joining the forces?
See, Indian Army, how can I describe it? It's a lifestyle by itself.
Yes.
And I would not say that would be wrong on my part to say that it was an something motivational happened to force me to join Indian Army. But I was looking at myself being independent from the day go. That is how I continued my studies. And while I was pursuing my master's in physiology in Presidency College, that was in the year 1995. In fact, I had appeared for my Part 1 MSc Part 1 exam, first paper. And that is the day when my CBS results were announced. I came to know that I'll be joining, may join IME. And that was the time we decided that I will call it quits as far as studies are concerned and join up. So it's not actually something to do with joining forces, but to become independent on my own at the earliest, the moment I can while I'm pursuing my studies. So that is how it happened actually.
Okay. So, how was your first few months of training and the first posting? Any memorable story you could recall at the moment?
Yes, absolutely. Indian Military Academy, when you join IMA, the 1.5 year of training that is there, that training actually is aimed towards taking the ego in
Uh-huh.
you, out of you,
Uh-huh.
and make yourself or train yourself in a manner that you are always ready for the countdown as far as soldiering is concerned. So that is one. Second, the structure of training is such that it is aimed towards uh, making a. I mean, many places during our courses also it is said that how should I put it across? So it may sound feminist, but actually not making a man out of a boy. And as on date for both sexes as well, it's applicable.
Yes.
Uh,
Mm.
uh, Number three, mm, during our training, uh, apart from the physical aspects, more emphasis is on the mental one. You see, you are trained to become a leader of men. In India, we are absolutely and extremely lucky that we have a set of soldiers with us who come from an absolute different background. They are not. It is only motivation which brings them to Indian Army. They are not coming there for a career.
That's
They have not come there to become a general or something to become in life. They have only joined the forces uh, just out of their sheer passion to serve the country.
nice.
And they are not very well educated. They are not. But the only thing that is there in them is the drive to serve the nation. Now, if you are a leader of that pack of soldiers, then you also need to become one of them. Otherwise, you can't lead them for years. You can't take it. Something like that. Uh, Apart from that, the training is like we used to, and also it trains you in the army way of life. Early in the morning, see, we all dream. We all dream that I'll wake up very early in the morning, 6 o'clock. I'm going out my morning ritual. I'm going for a little bit of physicals. I'm going for a walk. I'm going for a run. In army, that is now you come back, you have your breakfast, you get ready, and you move on to office. We used to go out there for our classes. So that is how something like as if we are going out for an office. You come back in the afternoon, you get a little rest, and evening uh, we go out for games. Now, games you are taught Monday to Saturday. Leaving Wednesday and Saturday, you are on your own to play your own games.
Okay.
And other days, you are playing pro games, which
Okay.
are like football, like hockey, like volleyball, like basketball. I mean, something which are team games you're playing them. And on these 2 days, you are allowed to play tennis, you are allowed to play squash, you are allowed to play golf, something which you are playing on your own. You don't need a partner to do that, right? Sunday you're on your own. Saturday evenings, on certain evenings, there are certain parties. So but maybe the actually the way of life you look forward to while in Indian Military Academy, you are trained to become so. It becomes a part of your life. And the moment you're commissioned, you are trained to take on. But uh, the moment we join our regiments, because each regiment is different. I was lucky to join the Sikh regiment. I am from Bengal. I joined the Sikh regiment. My soldiers don't address me normally. They address me in their linguistic. They address me Satriya. So those changes needed to adopt in myself, and thereafter, of course, I mean uh, the community, the like till date, I wear a parang 25 years back. The day I joined my regiment, first day I was taken to the Gurdwara. The Babaji had put on a, I mean, it's maybe a golden now, but that parang is still with me, and maybe the religion, not as the religion per se, but um, it's a second home. It's if not first, it's a second home. Punjab and the cultures was all imbibed. So it was a great journey, of course.
Mhm. Yeah, so it is like it's giving you like flashback to whatever you have went through
Oh,
during that time period and whatever you experienced. So that is what will stay with us in our life, right? Whatever experience we gain mentally, that stay with us.
not only that, uh, my own unit, uh,
Mhm.
my regiment, my unit, the men I served with, the officers with whom I had come across.
Mhm.
Um we are even after retirement, it's like a family as it happens. They're always there
I
for
understand.
every
Yes. Mhm.
yes, for everything, and uh, it's the bond is like a family bond, so it continues forever. I mean, there's no question of not being there.
Uh, yes, it's a feeling. It's a feeling of fulfillment. And it's a feeling of yes, I have yes, it gives you a satisfaction that yes, I have this did a
I,
correct decision.
I mean, post my retirement, it's about what 4 years now. Uh, being in office and being in that was not office. I was not in office. I was at home. I was doing something which, with my own people, that was the kind of feeling.
That
So it was definitely altogether different.
great, great. Okay, so during your tenure working from like you said you started with me as a major and post that there were different positions that you have like got it promoted to and you have been posted to different parts of our country. So what could be your like experience from one state to another? What is the difference that you have seen, and which posting or which regiment seems to be the best from your perspective or from your side?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Today, the first rank is lieutenant, and I was commissioned. The first rank that we got was second lieutenant. The second lieutenant rank, after some time, in about a year, possibly 98 or so, got abolished. So the hierarchy is like from a second lieutenant to a lieutenant to a captain to a major to a lieutenant colonel to a colonel. That's how it grows. Uh, I will not talk about ranks and I will not talk about what I would like to bring out here is that I was commissioned into the infantry. Now, as an infantry soldier, now what is infantry? If I may dilute the term and say that we were like those pedals, somebody who have to occupy uh, occupy the posts, occupy the ground on foot. We have as we in the civil world as we envisage a warfare. We have seen tanks, we have seen aircrafts, we have seen these days we have seen a lot of drones. But the fact remains that unless the ground is held physically, no matter armaments you may throw from air or maybe thrown from a ship, maybe brought down by an aircraft, uh, destruction will take place. But unless the ground is held physically, it does not belong yours. It is not yours till the time you are holding the ground physically. So for every army, the infantryman is the last word. The last battle will be fought by the infantry. Your armaments, your air force, your navy will help you to soften the target. But at the end of the day, your infantry has to move in. Your infantry has to uh, take over the ground physically after removing the last elements of enemy which is there. So I was commissioned into the Indian infantry. My regiment was the Sikh regiment. And how Indian Army functions, we have, as you all know, we have two of our frontiers with some great neighbors. So, because we are very friendly with those of our neighbors, we need to actually deploy our forces in the two fronts. So, that is how we get our postings. You are for a period of about 2 to 3 years, you are in one front. Then you come back somewhere in the middle of the country. You may be in Calcutta, you may be in Mumbai, you may be in Bhopal, you may be anywhere. You come there for a posting. There are various cantonments all over the country. So you come there for a posting. You prepare yourself for the next field posting, so called, and you get deployed in another field. So that is how the rotation goes on. Apart from that, we all know that we have certain headquarters all over the country. In Calcutta, we have the Fort Williams, which is the Eastern Command. Now, to the officers who are posted there, the men who are posted there, they come in as a staff posting. They come in, right? Then we have certain training institutions like the Indian Military Academy, the Officers Training Academy, the National Defense Academy at Khatakpasla, Pune. Whenever you are posted in such places, these are called you are posted as an instructor, right? So that is how you may be posted in Delhi in the army headquarters. So that will come as a staff posting. So we get instructor postings, we get staff postings, and we also get our regimental postings, which is like I said, I'm with my unit and either in the borders or anywhere else in a rotation. So that is how the cycle continues always. It never ends. Cycle continues like that. And once you have commanded your unit, a colonel commands a unit. Thereafter, you don't come back to your unit. You are thereafter in headquarters or in higher headquarters because that is the last rank. Once you have commanded your unit, actually there's no place for you there because the people who are junior to you they come over, and so that cycle that is the cycle, right? So now coming to my postings. First and foremost that comes to my mind is the Northern Glacier. I mean, something which, if you close your eyes and try to visualize how a glacier should look like, uh, if you have mountains all around you and you have only snow all around you, nothing else. You're standing on snow. Your entire whatever you see around you is covered with hard snow. That is all is glacier. Now we do have the glaciated region between India and our neighbor across. Uh, Luckily for them, the glacier ends there. The glacier we have the areas we have or the areas we are holding now are proper glaciers. While we go across and how it all started? It all started something in the year 1980s, mid 80s or early 80s. Uh, India found that our friends were having a little fun at their end of the glacier. It was like tourism was taking place there, or a bit of occupation of those territories were taking place there. Sensing that Indian Army had deployed, and since then, 84, 85, Indian Army has deployed in the glacier. Now, if you are posted or if you are there with a group of men in a region where um, you carry your own food for the next 3 months, or they are sometimes dropped, or you send down certain photos and they bring. There's nothing called fresh. Everything is frozen. You are at a place where um, the altitude is 21, 22,000 feet. Oxygen is very rare. Survival is, I mean, the criteria. At the same time, holding on to the fort where you are. Uh, as we say, there is no runner-up in war. Somebody can't push you back and say that this territory today is mine, yesterday it may be yours. That cannot happen. So you have to hold on to your ground. The grounds are such that sometimes you are at a advantageous position. Sometimes your friends across are, depending on the height where you are. That cannot be actually controlled. You may be at places you are at a higher altitude. At places, the place I was, Bilafondla, I was at a lower altitude. My friends across were at a my movement was always at a time when I should not be seen. You have to hide yourself. You dig down. Um, I mean, something which extraordinary that you need to do to survive, something extraordinary that you need to do to protect your men, because at the same time, you cannot forget that you are leading those pack of men, and every life is it's a promise. Every life that I have taken ahead, I'll come back with each one of them. I cannot leave somebody behind. I can't. Um, so with that challenge, with that, I would say that those 6 months at the glacier uh, possibly was the most challenging and the most rewarding, the most memorable time of my life, because uh, that is something maybe one can't experience again. You you actually get to experience many things, but that those 6 months I'll never get back in my life. So that is etched in my memory. Other than that, I did get a chance to serve Indian Army or to represent Indian Army in the United Nations. Um, I was selected for the UNIFIL mission in Lebanon as the military advisor to the Deputy Force Commander. That was the time when international military operations at the highest scale one could see, and one also could see that Indian Army uh, do get a lot of respect from international forces for their professionalism, and that is how one was very happy to represent India at Lebanon. Um, and like today, it always remained a war zone. Lebanon is fighting Israel, Syria, and that region, the highest conflict level. how international diplomacy, um, the, along with warfare, takes a turn. So that 1 year also was quite a learning phase, and one, putting on India on your chest, it's always very, and that was the pride. Indian uniform, we don't normally, but when I was posted in UN, I had an India flag on my chest, which stood out. No, I think United Nations in all war zones, United Nations, wherever there is, the UN decides that this is a place of conflict, and this is where UN intervention is required to save somebody who is not very strong, to save the civilians out there. United Nations comes up with their own post out there. Now, the, that those places where United Nations comes up with their own small headquarters, those places are actually the place of refuge for the citizens of those countries. That is one. Second, uh, they actually interfere between the two parties who are in the conflict zone and try and negotiate and bring peace in that region. That is second. And thirdly, uh, ensure that over a period of time that place becomes a peace zone. So that is how United Nations headquarters is in Geneva. It is there, but United Nations deploys army uh, of various sizes. So I was posted in the United Nations headquarters at UNIFIL. The mission was United Nations interim forces in Lebanon. That is how UNIFIL, United Nations in Lebanon. So UNIFIL. And I was posted as the military advisor to the deputy force commander of that mission. So I did have a lot of, part of my task was to visit the embassies out there, talk with them, and whatever grants or arms we could collect for the Lebanese people, for the Lebanese government, for the including Lebanese government, those things were brought in, handed over to them, and at the same time negotiate with the adversaries around, with Israel, with Syria, to see that the conflict is minimized. So that was a part of my role, and it is a 1 year posting. It continues today also. So I finished my 1 year, and I came back from there, and somebody else replaced me. So this is how you can call it a posting. It was a 1 year posting for me, but for that, because you are representing India, you got to be selected. The selection happens through Indian Army. At the same time, UN also needs to select you, and thereafter you get posted to that. Definitely, definitely. Absolutely. Only thing, the regret is that it was way back in 98, 99, 99, 2000. And the access of mobile phones, the kind
Yes,
of
that's true. That's true.
those
Yeah.
things were not there. I mean, wish one had. Uh, but then it's still
Right.
absolutely.
Because anything happens, like whatever we have seen in movies, like a remote place like this, anything has to be like informed. It will take another 2 to 3 days to happen. You will take time to receive the help that you are in need of. Surviving those timeline, that you, the gap in between becomes difficult.
Those days, even after my de-induction from Malaysia, the it's small we used to de-induct in small batches.
Mhm.
Finally, when I de-inducted, the first thing which was ensured that all of us could speak home, and a satellite phone used to be there. And I still remember, and those days satellite phone used to be one-way communication. Like we are talking, both of us can speak together. In satellite phone those days, it was a one-way communication. I was speaking from at the other side, my wife calling back. So it was communication after 4 months. I mean, that was the kind of thing there. So, I mean, things have improved, but the memories are very fresh and the memories are very, rosy. It's
That's right.
one.
Yes. It has to be, because when you don't get a chance to connect every day, and the moment you connect after 4 months, definitely it is like a lot of emotions coming out, like happiness, sadness, like the refreshment of getting connected, all of it, all the emotions at a time. So it definitely becomes again a lifetime memory. Okay, so now let's talk about the awards that you have won, and would like to talk about the Shaurya Chakra that you have been awarded with. So, would you like to tell us the story behind it?
Uh, what I would like to bring out here is that if by being awarded, you don't become somebody different, you remain what you are.
Yes.
That is one. Second is your award is only a recognition of that you are in the right path and you may continue to do so. Third, your recognition is also a recognition for your unit and the people around you that you are doing the right job of. Also, I must definitely thank my seniors, my commanding officer, and all others who were involved in recognizing the feat, the act, and nominating it for the award. Because unless you are nominated for the award, unless the people who are you are directly under whom you are working with, your commanding officer, your brigade commander, your division commander, uh, unless they recognize, unless they think that this act is worth uh, the weight it is, um, many a times many acts goes unanswered as well. So my sincere thanks to them, because it is not in your own hands that how and which award you will get. Now coming to the act, I would say the act was a routine one, something routine which Indian Army has been involved since the time we are facing our adversaries from across the border, and the life uh, mid 80s and later on in the Northeast Indian Army space. Uh, Now, if you have a bunch of within your own community, wherever you are staying, if you have people who are anti-establishment, people who don't recognize the government, people who don't recognize the whatever the society norms are there, and if they decide to tell you that. this is ours and not yours. Our life will be the way we want it. That in a civilized society that cannot be accepted. At the same time, if they cause destruction to you, if they cause destruction, if there are blasts, if there are loss of lives, those things also cannot be accepted. Thirdly, you can't accept radicalism. You can't accept something anti-establishment to try and take over. You can't allow that in a civilized society. So, Indian Army, along with the help of local police, in those areas, the job is to restore peace and mainly to bring back those people. They are your own brothers. They are not somebody who have come from outside. Their minds may have been washed, but they still belong to you. They are your own brothers, and you have to bring your own brothers. That was what is our aim. You bring your own brothers back to the mainstream. Now, in that act, somebody, you also need to protect yourself because if you are not there, then who does your work for you? You are representing your government. You are representing, you are not there on your own. Your government has deployed you there and you are there for a particular job. So you need to save yourself. That is one. You need to save your men. Second. Third, you need to hold on again to the place where you are, the post that you are holding, and the civilians. The responsibility of those civilians also in your area of responsibility is yours. So if somebody tries to disrupt your area of responsibility, it is your job to ensure that that is thwarted. The way it is, the way you have to do it, you have the mandate, the way you have to do it, to go ahead and do it. That is all I can say as far as the award is concerned. I really can't disclose the location, the incident as such, but all I can say is that we had spent about 3 nights in a jungle. It was an ambush, uh, and in the end, um, at least um, five adversaries were on the ground who were holding foreign weapons and who were trying to cause a major destruction in the area. And that is all. That is all in those 3 nights. It didn't happen in all those 3 nights, but it happened on the third night when we were about to lift the ambush because we thought that it was a miss. And then I was lucky enough that before I had lifted totally, they had come in. And that is it. Thereafter, it's all not, it's a difficult part. The difficult part is that the moment an incident happens, you face a magistrate's inquest because you need to you that you have not killed an innocent person. That this is not something which has happened fake. Something which those things. The next 72 hours is very vital and crucial, and that is the time you face questions. That is the time you face. Uh, the civil government. That is the time you face the locals, and that is sometimes it becomes more difficult. You know, the operations possibly would have been easier, but again, if you're right in your place, of course, truth prevails. That's all I can say.
Okay. So, thank you so much for sharing this story with us. And I really appreciate and respect you that you have handled the situation with such a grace and with such dignity and saved and have like did your job the way it was supposed to be done. So, congratulations to you on that again.
So, and the best part was, the ones being awarded by the President of India at Rashtrapati Bhavan in front of the who's who, the prime minister, the defense minister, and everybody, the chief of armed forces. That indeed gives you a great feeling and a motivation to carry forward. So, uh, yes, cherishes those memories as well. And I remember my small kid was also there in that award ceremony. My daughter with my wife, and you know, uh, it's them also the morale and as if possibly she also would have got motivated. I believe so.
So it not only motivates you, like after receiving the award, it's your family, it's the guests all over, and people who are watching you being awarded or anyone getting awarded. It's this feeling altogether. Like it raises the level of nationalism, I believe, because you being serving the nation, like keeping nation at the top most priority, is what these things to learn, like help us to learn, right?
Uh, um, being wearing the uniform beats anybody. Anyone who is wearing a uniform. A uniformed person has a set of duties to perform. I mean, every uniformed person has a set of duties to perform. It is not a regular 9 to 5 job.
That's
Somebody who has a uniform, we may think of, in fact, everyone actually who are putting on. Think of the policemen. In Kolkata, we see them. It's actually a very merciless duty. The way they perform everywhere. So uh, I was lucky that I got a chance to wear the uniform. Not everyone gets that chance, and also I could I can proudly say that one could held the flag high uh, and not and not uh, your own held your own families held high throughout. So that itself, yes, after 25 years of serving, that itself gives me a lot of good feelings to me. Definitely.
so, Colonel Chanda, if you talk about the administrative spectrum that you have handled during these years, like from security intelligence to administrative tasks like managing the resources, etc., what seems to be the most fulfilling part for you? What gave you the most satisfied thing?
Uh, Today, after being retired or re-retired, as we call ourselves, uh, one feels the difference.
Yeah.
Um, One feels the difference. See, uh, the moment you walk into a cantonment, the moment you walk into a military sphere, a military domain, right from the grass to the hedge to the person to the every job that person or those men are performing, you will find they're doing it with precision. That precision uh, lacks in the civil fraternity.
Mm.
Now, when I'm talking of post retirement, when I'm into administrative jobs, uh, the first thing which people look in me is to they try to bring in that military ethos into the civil domain.
Right.
This is one. If you're talking of security intelligence, you're talking of administrative functions. Security intelligence is wherever you are. Uh, there are see uh, right now, at present, on this day today, you and me don't actually know what is happening around us.
That's right.
The moment the moment I move out of my safe zone, the moment you move out of your safe zone, whether you are actually safe or not, you are not aware. So there are certain people who are round the clock working for it or should be working for it. And anywhere there is a failure, it has to be called as an intelligence failure if it happens. If it does not happen, it does not happen. We are safe and sound. But there are certain people who are always working for our security. So that security intelligence, if you happen to be there, if that happens to be your job, you are into it. Otherwise, you are not. Right. So let's put it aside, security intelligence. When it comes to administrative work, uh, if we find those soldiers who are marching on the roads of Red Road in Calcutta or in Delhi on 26th January, the precision in which they marches, with that same precision, Indian Army does everything that they're required to do. That is how, if you walk into a cantonment, the grasses will not be longer than 4 centimeters. The hedge line will not be more than whatever size it is supposed to be. The men will be dressed the way they're supposed to dress. Uh, each time of the day, whatever they're supposed to do, they will be doing just that and nothing else. Not that there are deviations. There are people who try to because it's a human mind. You cannot be a robot that will be doing every time the same thing. So there are defaulters. The defaulters are caught, they are punished, and life goes on. So that is how it is. And today, after I have retired, and I am into the education sector. I have been administrative heads of two private universities in West Bengal, and trying to instill a lot of discipline in the way we work. That is all I can say. Um, you can't really, I can motivate you to become a model citizen. I can't motivate you to become something which I want you to become. I can't. You have to have the ability to do that on your own, right? So that is all is the effort. That is all is the effort today having after having served in Indian Army to let's see if that can be done, and that is how even uh, that way of life if that can be instilled in the persons. Those are the efforts. So that is how I have been doing it so far. See, once a soldier is always a soldier. That will never come out of you. That is one. And second is, as maybe during the course of our talk, I would have said that there is no runner-up in war. If we take each job the way, if uh, whichever little thing that we all are doing, uh, I think as a country we can excel. We have the potential to do that. So if each one of us uh, take it in our minds that uh, we will not give up. We will do the best to our ability. Uh, Collectively, we have the potential to become, and that is what is the only aim. That whatever we may be doing, uh, let's excel in that field, and that is what is the only thing I uh, uh, try to spread with the people I am with the students I am with. Another thing which is uh, uh, especially with the student community. You see, if it is put in their head right from the beginning, uh, ever since our childhood, till you attain your studies, and everyone, it keeps going on, but there is a last day. Uh, every day morning, you had a place to go. You had a childhood. You were going to a play school, then you were going to a junior school, then a middle school, a high school, college, university. You had a place to go every morning. But that will come to an end one day, and the moment that ends, you need to stand in your 2 feet. Thereafter, thereafter you have to, you cannot really remain dependent on somebody else. You have to stand on your 2 feet and you have to do what you are expected out of you. So, if that, I think, should be the motto, if we can inculcate that in the minds of the students, that this glory days in college will get over one day, but if you are not employed at the end of the day, uh, I mean, it's difficulties across. So these two things I keep talking. These two things are there in my mind, and I keep talking about these two and try to, spread the word so that it helps students.
Because the students need guidance. They don't know what is right and what is not. So if we can put some light on and let them know and help them in taking the right decision the right time, it may help them to shape their career, their future. Because the career has the most of the life. Like how whatever career the person is choosing, that is how his or her life will get shaped. So
Absolutely.
helping them in seeing things the way they're supposed to be seen, taking the right thing out of whatever has happened, taking a right decision or from a situation. So all these things, these are life skills, but has to be like again inculcated into their minds in a way that they take end up taking the right decision at the end. So that is
At the
what
right.
will shape the future of the country because the youth is the future. So, having a better mind, having a sharp mind, a positive mind is what can help the country to grow. That is what I believe. So, on that note, Colonel Chanda, it was really nice connecting with you. And again, I would like to appreciate and thank you for accepting the invitation. So, on that note, would you ask the viewers to subscribe to my channel? And after that, we will move on to the rapid fire.
Oh, definitely. All those who are on air listening to this talk show. Please join Nabanita's channel. It's when I came across and she had sent me certain links which I went through. It's fantastic. It's will also give you a perspective of different spheres of life, different walks of people. We will come across their experiences, and that is how we all learn. So you must subscribe to this channel. It's a request. Please do so. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Thank you so much for your kind words. And I really wish that you also, like, you have lived or have, this is the second chapter of your life. So I really wish that everything you aspire for the rest of your life should be there in your pocket, in your hand, and you should be able to aspire those as well. And you are doing a great job, like addressing the students, helping them shaping a career being into the education industry. Thank you for serving again the nation in this way. And I
Thank you.
look forward to connect with you again. And on this note, we will start with the rapid fire. So, if not Indian Army, then what would be there maybe in your cards? What do you think?
I don't know. Maybe I would have played football.
Okay,
I always wanted to.
okay. Hills, like you have like they're into the glacier part. So hills or oceans? Like what is it that attracts you the most?
Hills always.
Hills always. Yeah. Okay.
I,
So
I'm afraid of water. Hills always.
okay. One ritual that you followed till now, which you have started doing after like getting into the Indian military?
This ritual, actually, it's there in me. It's not a, um, call it a ritual. Feel good visiting the Gurdwara often in Calcutta, which many people don't. But that has become very much become a part of my life.
Okay, great, great. Thank you so much, Colonel Chanda, for giving your valuable time to us. And I really wish to connect with you pretty soon again, maybe with something different. And I really wish that the conversation between us today will bring light in people's life and will give them a shape, a path to follow. And on that note, we'll end our discussion here. And thank you so much for accepting the invitation.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Loved it.
Thank you. Thank you.